Hello everyone. It's Saturday. It's normally a soap shipping Saturday, but today we are completely out of our #1 soap, which is the triple butter blend for that dry skin, yo. My name is Zakia Ringgold of by Zakia and Live Soap School, and a lot of you have been asking about the triple butter blend and how I do those really large loaves. So this video is going to show you just how I do it. So I do use a mold that kind of looks like this, and this is a 30-pound slab mold, which allows me to pour 30 pounds at one time and then be able to cut them into individual loaves that then go into different bars. You are in our soap studio, which has all of our fun ingredients, tools and ingredients and supplies and other stuff. Hello, Jawaru. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but welcome to the broadcast. Let me grab a paper towel. And then what I'll do is I will walk you through kind of what we do. Now, I do not have a pot big enough to hold 30 pounds. So what do? We divide that into two and make two 15-pound batches, and we pour them into a single mold. So like magic, we end up with a 30-pound batch. So this is, hey Marlene, this is our #1 soap. This is what put Natural Soap by Zakia on the map. A lot of soap makers that you will see, they'll do fancy colors, fancy swirls, fancy designs, and all of that. Triple Butter Blend is none of that. Triple Butter Blend is 100% natural. There's no extra colors. There's no extra scents. It's just really, really good for your skin. So as you can see, you'll get a beautiful glow with or without an effect on social media. And then it also gives you a squeaky clean. So if you are someone who has really sensitive skin, really dry skin, eczema prone skin, you want to eliminate all of the excess chemicals so that you're getting a nice clean surface to begin with, and then you're able to add on all of your lotions and potions and shower gels if you so choose. So let's talk about this mold here. Ow, I'm my thumb. So this is the slab mold. I have 3 of these. I typically will do 3 batches at a time. My nephew comes a week earlier. He'll measure out all of the recipes for me so that I don't have to spend a lot of time, because that's where most of the time comes when it comes to making soap, where you have to measure everything out. So he will measure all of the oils, and then the night before, I will measure out all of the lye solution, which are sitting right over there on the counter. So as you can see, I have one of them here, because you'll see in a minute, I'll show you that. But this is for the other 15-pound batch. And then we have 4 7.5-pound batches that we're going to be doing today as well. We're not going to have a whole lot of time because we do have a play date planned with the girls. So hopefully you will at least get a feel for that. Now, you can never pour soap directly into a wooden mold because you'll just have soap stuck onto a wooden mold. So we use this exclusive liner. You can't get this anywhere, but you can get it everywhere. $5 to who? No, I don't have $5. I didn't win the Mega Millions, but this is what we use. A brand spanking new trash bag to line the mold. You don't have to worry about anything fancy over here. It does the job. It lines the mold in order for us, here, I'll show you there. So in order for us to be able to pour the soap without it like melting through or anything like that, we line it just like that. And we try and get all of the corners because we don't want like any empty spaces going on with our soap there, right? All right, and so what we then do is we push down just to try and get it as smooth as possible. We're not worried about a few minor imperfections. If it's a perfect bar, it probably didn't come from me. I'm just telling you now. But we do want to try and get it as smooth as possible so that we don't waste the soap. Because if it's not smooth, then what you'll find is it doesn't necessarily go in as planned. And so what I try to do is I get everything prepared before I start mixing the batch up. Because by doing that, I ensure that if my soap starts to go fast, which it does with all these fragrances, you never know. It's like a box of chocolates, which you're going to get once you start mixing things in the pot. So I like to have my molds ready, anything that I'm adding to it, all ready to go. Good morning, Drea. That works better than something like parchment. The only reason it works better than something like parchment, which we have plenty of, is I don't have to spend all of the time trying to get it evenly lined up. As you can see, this trash bag went right in, and now it's kind of just laid out, ready to go. So I used parchment in the smaller wooden molds, which we did have a disaster. Since we're talking about disasters, I used a brand new fragrance oil. Oh my gosh, why would you do that without testing it in a small 1 pound batch like you tell everybody to do in live soap school? Well, you know, do as I say, not as I do. This is when I use the parchment paper for lining the molds. But as you can see, that baby was like, no ma'am, not gonna do it today. And it got rock solid as soon as I poured the lye solution in. So you asked about the parchment paper. If I'm using a smaller mold, Nyla will line me. She's teaching my nephew how to do it because Nyla is going off to school in less than 2 weeks. So she is teaching my nephew that. And then I also have these 7.5 pound molds that have the silicone liner already in there. So it's really up to you and your preference and the amount of time that you want to spend. As you can see, the parchment paper, it works well, but you have to keep replacing that. With the silicone, sometimes I do notice that it does stain a bit, which isn't really good when you're trying to do like an overhead shot, because Instagram, they be judging like, oh my God, she's not even pouring in a clean mold. No, that's not what it is. But they do stain. However, you just wash them, you can push the soap right out and it's ready for another use. The trash bag, on the other hand, it just saves time. So there are several options when it comes to lining the molds. I have used parchment paper for a very long time. And it is my preferred method, but when I'm doing a 30-pound batch, it's just a little bit easier to do it with the trash bag. A la soap slab liner. That's what we call it. It's not a trash bag once it's in here. It's like a soap slab liner. Got it? All right. But don't spend money on things you don't have to when you are making products. Most important ingredients that you're using, like the equipment is great. The equipment is fine. But what really matters are the actual ingredients that you're putting into the soap. That's where the money gets spent, because like many things, it really comes out in the wash when you put it into the soap pot. So that's where choosing high quality source ingredients comes in. I think I told you all before, it's a secret, don't tell anybody, it's just between you and I. But I infuse all of my oils with herbs, right? So it's not just an olive oil or castor oil. So this particular recipe is coconut oil, infused olive oil, shea butter, mango butter, cocoa butter, castor oil, and palm oil. 7 wonders of the world when it comes to skincare. And we, again, don't use any color or essential oils for this one. So I'm just trying to wipe my goggles off because they was a little funky. So we got to suit up for soap safety, which includes goggles, check, gloves, we're about to check it off. Now, we should really be using or wearing long sleeve shirts. However, this is one of those do as I say, not as I do portions of the broadcast. So if you are making soap at home, you absolutely positively want to be wearing long sleeves and closed toe shoes. I'm wearing flip-flops, but y'all can't see that on the broadcast, so act like I have on some sneakers. All right. So now let's get that going. Always test that your stick blender is actually turned on, because there have been several of these particular broadcasts where I was all ready to go and then magically there was no power. Now, I did allow my lye solution to sit overnight, and I did end up with some crystals in there. I'm not too worried about it. However, I don't want it to go into my soap. So I'm using this strainer to ensure that only the lye solution goes in. Now, there is a potential problem with that, right? So as you can see down there at the bottom, maybe some of the lye is trapped up in there, but I'm not as worried. What we're gonna do is we're gonna push that through the strainer, like so. And then that way we don't have those chunks of the lye in there. So I can't tell who's watching because I'm not using any of the fancy broadcasting software today, because we have a play date that I'm supposed to be getting to. I said, well, let me get this broadcast done, and then we'll do a fancy one later. So I slowly start to stir. It is going to come to trace pretty quickly. Let me see if I can get you a better shot into the pot. So I give it just a little bit of a stir. I'm trying to think where. You guys remember a moment ago I picked up that parchment paper, and now I'm like looking all over the place to see where the heck it went. Hi James, good to see you. Now you can kind of see that it is starting to do its thing. So what I'm going to do is put that off to the side, and now we'll use the magic wand of all soap makers, aka stick blender, and we'll give it a whiz, just so that everything is incorporated. I want to bring this just to trace so it gives me time to go ahead and mix up the second batch so that they can be poured at the same time. And what we are making, if you are just watching, number one, my name is Zakia of By Zakia, as well as Live Soap School. And we are restocking our triple butter blend. This is the soap that everybody who purchases from me always adds this to the cart, because it's just a different kind of clean. And that clean is really coming from the infused oil there. It's 100% natural. I think I've said that, but you might be late to the party there. And so if that's the case, it is 100% natural. So if you're someone with really dry skin, acne prone skin, eczema prone skin, you really want to try and eliminate any of the chemicals that you are adding to your skincare. Remember, every single thing that you put on your skin goes into your skin. So why not make it natural soap by Zakia? Start there. You got to start with the clean surface, right? All right, so let's keep on blending. And again, I don't want to do too much, but I don't want to get a false trace. So I just want to see that everything is emulsified. I'm not too worried about the air bubbles and all of that. All of that stuff is aesthetic. It really means nothing. I mean, it could. All right, and I'm going to stop there, and you guys are going to see the first pour, which is magical. Now, first of all, let me get my, at least a paper towel or something. You got to get something over here. Jeez. Amateur. I'm acting like an amateur. All right, let's get it. I want to try and keep as much of that soap in the soap pot as possible. Yep, I'm satisfied. I'm just looking to make sure I don't have any kind of like an oil slick, because that means that everything has not been combined. And I'm not seeing that. So we're going to go ahead and pour. All right, ready for the pour? Let me see. Let's get you guys. Yeah, you'll be able to see from here. You guys could see that, right? Yes, we could see, Zakia. We could see. Just go ahead and pour. Almost poured it on myself. That is so satisfying. Jeez Louise. And what this will do is it will get rock hard overnight. Hey, Dr. Tawara, listen, you had just posted the day before, how did we meet? And then my memory came up from when we were at BullyCon. I mean, we met on Periscope like way before BullyCon. But then when that memory came up, I said, oh, that's her. I saw her in person. All right, so now what we're doing is we're just getting the rest of the, because again, we don't want to waste the oils. We're getting the rest of the batch into the mold. But my coach, Tawana, in case you guys don't know, she is the LinkedIn professor. And so she really helps her clients to really unlock the power of LinkedIn for their professional setting, their professional lives. All right, so as you can see, this 30-pound batch is halfway, kind of halfway full. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to get our other 15-pound batch of oil here. You guys can't see that. It starts out just the oils and the butters that have been melted down. Then we're going to get our lye solution just like we did a moment ago. We're going to go ahead and add that, and you guys will see the process all over again. So the magic really happens in the pot. And then we're going to wonder where in the world is our spatula. And if you've ever been on a broadcast with me, you know I always say, if you have a soap maker in your life, anyone, the best thing that you can get for them is a steak blender, okay? I'm telling you now, you will be like on the top 10 list. Get it for a birthday, hashtag Leo season, get it for Christmas gift, Mother's Day, Father's Day. I mean, don't just get them spatulas, but they'll know that you are thinking of them if you get them a spatula. So I'm going to give it just a light stir initially. You guys can't see in the pot, but it starts to go through like a transformation, almost like instead of all of the oils being just there, it's starting to combine with that lye solution, and it's converting those fatty oils into the salt that's going to become the soap. And so it's kind of magical to watch. I actually prefer doing it off of camera because I don't have to kind of talk. I can kind of just be in the zen moment, give my soap a little bit of extra love. That's the second secret ingredient, in case you are wondering. First ingredient is the infusion of those oils, and the second one is just a little bit of love. Sometimes I'm in here with the music playing. I had that going. I'm dancing to the soap. I'm singing to the soap. I'm like, please behave, Mr. or Mrs. Soap in here. I really don't want to waste all these oils and butters and all of that. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and mix her up, because this is starting to solidify, and we want to be able to pour this so that it feels like it was uniform. You don't want to have like one layer of soap that's like a different shade and then another layer, because it looks like it's separated. So I'm going to stop talking. You guys are going to listen to the smooth tunes of a stick blender, and then you'll see the final pour to finish off this 30-pound batch of triple butter blend. Triple butter blend. And it's called triple butter, in case you didn't pick up when I listed out those ingredients, because it's made with cocoa butter, mango butter, and shea butter. A lot of you know that I actually had a chance to travel to Ghana. I met the women who make the shea butter and the cocoa butter and the coconut oil. I got a chance to actually make shea butter with them. I brought home some, although I had to use it because shea butter has a 2-year lifespan. I always call it a lifespan, but a 2-year shelf life. So I had to use it. I couldn't hold on to it forever, but I am planning to go back to Ghana in 2023 to meet those women and see them again. More to come on that one. Still a little runny. I'm gonna get a little thicker. Oh, Dr. Tawana, life-changing. Absolutely life-changing. Like, I'm American, born and raised, lived here all my life. There was nothing like stepping off the plane in Ghana and actually feeling like you were home. And when they meet you for the first time, they don't say hello, they don't say hi, they don't say how you doing. They say you are welcome. Right? You are welcome to our home. You are welcome to interact with us. You are welcome to anything, right? And it was just an amazing experience. You look up on the billboards, everyone looks like you, right? It was incredible. One of the best experiences. And when I go back, I am taking my daughters with me. I'm taking them with me. Yeah, that was, but it was heartbreaking too, right? It was heartbreaking. Because the poverty is real. Like, it's still poverty stricken. There are some areas that are doing extremely well, but there are others where the women have to, and the kids, they don't have water, like running water inside of their homes, right? So I don't know, if you're on my Instagram, I have a video of a young girl, never been older than 4. She carries these really big bowls, that like the mixing bowls, I'll show you, on her head to go to the water well. And she carries it and she goes very carefully, because if she wastes any, she's going to have to make another trip. But beautiful people, beautiful country, and an amazing experience that I think everyone should experience at least once or twice or 3 times. All right. Now let's see. This is the final pour for the remainder of our 30-pound batch here. So if you guys are just joining, we are pouring. Anna, did you say you wanted to join me? I'm going to approve you. Come on up. There you go. I'm adding to the broadcast, and it says it's adding you, but you might have just pushed the button wrong. All right, so we'll go ahead and pour this one. Look at that. Ooh, don't say that. Ooh, look at that. Oh, I over poured, or I over measured, because one side is higher than the other. I went to Nigeria in '98 and had a fabulous time. Even the not so good stuff was an experience, and I kept that mindset. Yes, especially seeing how hard they work for the shea butter. Here's a prime example. Before, there would be a little bit of shea butter left on the spatula or the spoon. Now I completely scrape it. I don't waste a drop of it. Yeah, for sure. I would agree with, oh, this is not pouring right. Something's off. Shouldn't be doing that. Look at that trash bag. You letting me down, trash bag. No, that's right. All right, maybe I should stop pouring. I'll just stop pouring, why don't I? Yes, I will. All right, so like I said, we have a mommy and daughter play date with some of Paige's Trek team members, which starts in about 45 minutes. And so hopefully this gave you a chance to see just how simple it is. Well, you saw the end process. Like all the ingredients were already measured out. The lye solution was ready to go. All of that was like, you're in good hands, right? So now this will sit overnight, 24 hours, probably closer to 18 hours because I do a very heavy water discount. And so this is going to be a pretty hard bar within about 12-ish hours. So I'll give it the 18, I'll cut it, and you guys will get a chance to see that. I love your soap lives. Thank you so much, Drea. So hopefully you guys got a chance to see this. If you have any questions, mention them in the comments below. If you were watching on the replay, enter hashtag replay love. All of you that were here live, thank you so much for being here. Let me pull you up. Kind of reminds me of Periscope days. We will never get those days back, and I miss them dearly. Periscope was a whole different animal in a great way, but I think a lot of people saw what was possible with Periscope. Now, what I will do is once I gotta back up so I can end this. Once this gets a little bit harder, what I'll do is I'll just take a spoon and I'll texture the top so it's not a completely flat surface. And when I texture the top, it'll look something, it depends on which way I decide. So I can either do that kind right there, but that's more with color. This one is just a little bit of a texture right on the top. I'll probably do more so something like this so that it has a peak. Let me know what time you will be back home, please. I will probably be back here around 4, Anna. Have a wonderful day. All right, everybody. So good to see you. Thank you for joining me for our triple better blend. I would say Super Soap Sunday, but it doesn't work because it's Saturday. But if you're watching this tomorrow, hey, thanks for coming and watching Super Soap Sunday. I am Zakia of ByZakia.com, as well as Live Soap School, where it is so much more than soap. And I'll see you all soon. I'll see you all soon. Bye, everybody.